Okay, in one of my previous videos, you would have seen I got this thing from my parents. Okay, so I have it burning, but not with the actual burner. I will explain that now. And then you can see there's lots of over painting on it, and there's paint on the glass and whatnot. Okay, so I'm going to, and you can see something weird going on there at the bottom, right? I will explain all of this to you, and I'm going to restore this thing. Today I want to show you this wonderful thing. It's got this handle. It has a place on the top where you can put a little kettle or something, a little pan. Okay, let's start here. And it says Rippingille. Okay, now this is a English made in England, in Birmingham, at a place called the Albion Lamp Company, I think. I will add something in the beginning of this video. Just go check there. Okay, now as far as I could find out, this specific one, the 110A, okay, number 110A, these little kerosene, over here we had the slot where you would set your, how wide the thing would be. These little kerosene stoves or heaters would mostly have been used for heat. Okay, now if you want to know the history of how this came into possession of my family, whatnot, I will have this after the explanation here. Long story. Anyway, now they work quite marvelously. We have this little latch over here, and then the whole top folds back. Let me show you, to show you the inner workings. Now over here, the kerosene thing would sit, and then you would set your wick by turning this over here, making it brighter and lower and whatnot. Okay, but this one has not been used like that for many years, because this thing is like 100 years old. As far as I could figure out or find out, this specific little guy, somewhere between 1900 and 1950. Okay, but this one was one of the earlier ones, towards 1900, so about 100 years old. Now, the people that used this thing before my parents, they took out the kerosene thing. Okay, so apparently the old folks still have it somewhere in the garage, and they will give it to me at some stage. That's my parents now. But what the other people did is they used to put a what do you call those things, like a enamel dish over here, and then they would put a tin inside with holes in it, and they would use corn cobs, millistronke. They would use the, once you take off the maize and you have the little part, the cob part, they would use that to, like little charcoal briquettes or little things to make coals, and then they would use that to eat whatever they wanted to eat, their little house. Okay, now first off, in the beginning, I'll put footage when I actually used this thing a night or two ago. Anyway, I decided to take a tin, and then I painted the tin black because you could see the blue through the sides, because it was a part of this. Okay, beautiful, made in Denmark, little shortbreads. Okay. But that thing sits too high, so it covers all my nice holes here at the side. So I have changed that, and now I'm using the lid as is, because you can't see it from the inside, and it fits in there perfectly. Thank you, Danish people, for making great cookies and also helping me with my little stove project. And then for the inside, I used a little normal lamp, but I decided I wanted a bit more flame, so now I am using, this is like a Purity, what do you call that thing that baby food comes in, and a piece of, I think they call this sash rope or something, rope you used for windows, olden day things, but it's a piece of cotton. So now I just use that, like that, and then when you close that, do you see I actually got my thing better? You can see the flames from the inside, and then this thing generates enough heat now to actually boil a cup of water if you want to put it on there. Okay, so this is nice. Now I can actually use it here outside at my seating area. It's back to life. Okay, I think I'm going to tell you the history of this little stove now. Okay, now how this thing came into my possession. My parents gave this to me the other day, but my mother gave it with this photo. If you can look at this photo, you see my little stove over there, and then, oh no, that little one is mine, and the bigger one is that Valor one, the one that was red in that previous going to my parents video. Now, do you see that little house over there? Okay, this house. It's in Amsterdam. Now, not Amsterdam as in Amsterdam, Netherlands. This is Amsterdam in the Free State. Remember when the Dutch settlers moved up here from Cape Town, they named places after places they knew. Okay, and the farm's name is Holbank. Okay, now, Grandma and Grandpa Hubert. That's my mother's grandmother and grandfather. They built that little house in 1838. Okay. And then, excuse me. And then they had a big apple orchard. But then when my parents went back there in 1970, well, other people lived in the little house now because the farm, I'm not really sure what happened to the farm or whatnot, but other people were living there. But then my parents bought those two stoves from them in 1970. Okay, and I'm quite glad that she actually took this photo and saved it and wrote on it what was going on there so that I could understand who these people were giving them little stoves or selling them little stoves and why that was important to me. Okay, so let's leave that. I'm gonna braai something now. If you want to follow along, please do. Okay, my horrible looking chimney is over some firelighters. My little guy just started it, so let's braai. Okay, beautiful. And then again you can hear the dogs barking and the hum of the generators because we're having load shedding. Okay, it's close to dark on actually I don't know what night this is. Thursday night. So this will be attached to another video that I haven't made yet, I think. Anyway, some people say you have to get your wors to be wind dry before you braai it. I just put it on the side for a while and that will dry it. I don't know why, but that's what we're doing. Okay, and we have our 4 fat worses. Okay, well that doesn't look... Ow! These things are quite fat and huge. Look at little man's hands. Okay, so we have these 4 worses. We're gonna throw in a little bit more meat because this feels a little bit too little. And then we're gonna be eating. So, all of you, stay safe, happy. Have a good one. Goodbye.